Good morning and welcome to News Now Atlanta. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andrew Solano, and I'm your host of Youngies in the Morning. Coming up next, we've got Young Grizzly World by T Grizzy, but first, our daily news segment. Since it's 6 o'clock at 6, brought to you by Rolex. Rolex, do we even really need to advertise? First, in international news regarding the Russo-Ukrainian war. The successful counteroffensive in northeastern Ukraine has reclaimed vast swaths of territory, including Lyman, a crucial railroad hub about 25 miles south of Ruskity and Donetsk, one of the four regions of Ukraine that President Vladimir Putin of Russia said last week his country was annexing and treating as its own. On Monday, Russian forces were still on the retreat in the northeast, while Ukrainian forces also reported progress in the south, adding to the Kremlin's embarrassments as it faces unusual public criticism of the war effort at home. In other news, relations between Taiwan and China appear to have deteriorated sharply following Ms. Pelosi's visit, which Beijing condemned as extremely dangerous. China's military exercises focus on 6 danger zones around Taiwan, 3 of which overlap the island's territorial waters. Taiwan says the move, which forced ships and planes to find routes around those areas, violated its sovereignty and amounted to a blockade. The drills were due to the end of 7th of August, but China continued large-scale military activities around Taiwan on the 8th of August. Tensions between Taiwan and China had already been increasing. In 2021, China appeared to ramp up pressure by sending military aircraft into Taiwan's air defense zone, a self-declared area where foreign aircraft are identified, monitored, and controlled in the interest of national security. Last year, the numbers of aircraft reported peaked in October 2021 with 56 incursions in a single day, with Taiwan's defense ministers saying relations were the worst they had ever been for 40 years. Despite the recent tensions between China and Taiwan, research suggests that many Taiwanese people are relatively untroubled, ironically. Now let's move into news coverage over the recent hurricane that hit Florida. At least 103 U.S. storm-related deaths have been confirmed since Ian made U.S. landfall, catastrophic force as a Category 4 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. Search and rescue teams in Florida doubled back to examine tens of thousands of Gulf Coast homes and businesses on Monday. After an initial sweep through areas ravaged by Hurricane Ian, emergency crews have made cursory inspections of about 45,000 properties since Ian blasted ashore last Wednesday, flooding seaside communities with high surf that washed away numerous buildings, Kevin Kusteef, director of Florida's emergency management, said during a morning brief. But in local news in Atlanta, what we have been known for years is finally sorta official. Atlanta is the best place to live in the United States. Money Magazine annual list of the best places to live in the U.S. has ranked the Peach State's capital city at the top of the list. The online magazine highlights the city's booming job market and eye on equality, with Atlanta's increased reputation as the Hollywood of the South, joining Atlanta's dominance in hip-hop and R&B music, Money describing the city as a culture beloved. The listing also features some of Atlanta Unique's favorites, like the largest puppery museum in the country and the only trap music museum in the country. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Atlanta has constantly seen higher job growth than the rest of the country. The city isn't just a great place for those in the workforce, it's a top tier for students as well, with nationally known colleges like Georgia Tech and several HBCUs, including Choplin and Morehouse. Atlanta isn't the only Georgia city to crack the top 50. Money ranked Marietta the 35th best city in the U.S. Well, that's about all we have today. For the news, 6 at 6 a.m. Tune in this afternoon at 4 p.m. for our discussion on pop culture now. Are yoga pants indecent? Thank you very much. I'm Andrew Solano signing off, and now here's Young Grizzly World by T Grizzy. Thank you.